Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are making a caramel chocolate mousse for this year's Valentine's Day episode. Now you want to start with the caramel by heating 200 grams of granulated sugar in a medium-sized heavy bottom saucepan over medium heat. Now you want to be constantly stirring this with either a high temperature rubber spatula or a wooden spoon. Now as this heats, the sugar will start to clump as if it's damp and then start to melt into a thick, well, caramel coloured liquid. Now as you continue to stir, you want to make sure not to catch this on the bottom of the pan, and then once it is fully melted, you want to take it off the heat. Now once off the heat and the sugar is fully melted, you want to stir in 90 grams of butter until melted and combined. But you really want to be careful here, due to the heat of the caramel and the coldness of the butter, it will bubble rapidly when the butter is added, and as the butter melts, the water will want to evaporate off, and then you just want to be really careful whilst mixing this until fully melted. Now after your butter has fully melted into the sugar mixture, you want to slowly pour in 120 ml of heavy cream. Now once again, adding a liquid that is cold to a hot sugary mixture, which is probably well above 100 degrees, will cause it to instantly bubble and boil, and then even expand up the pan, so you only want to add a bit at a time, stirring as you go. Now once your cream is fully incorporated into the syrup, or technically at this point caramel, you can optionally stir in a few pinches of a good sea salt. Now you can dip a spoon into this and then tap it off and then run your finger across the back once it's cooled and just taste it to see if it is salty enough to your liking. If not, you can always add an extra pinch of salt. Once you are happy with your caramel, you want to pour it into a bowl or a pot and set to one side. You do not want to place this in the fridge yet, as we still want it slightly runny for later on. Now to make your mousse. Now this recipe does indeed contain raw egg. You can use pasteurized if you wish, but if you've ever had fresh mayonnaise before, chances are you have eaten raw egg before. Now you want to start by separating 3 eggs into 2 separate bowls. Now you want to place your egg whites in a nice large bowl, and you can place your yolks in a smaller bowl. And then with your yolks, you just want to whisk them to break them up slightly until they are nice and uniform. Then next, add 3 tablespoons of white sugar to your egg whites and whisk until you have, once again, stiff peaks, and you can safely turn the bowl upside down like you would with a meringue. Next, you want to beat 125 ml of full fat cream into stiff peaks. Now, you want to make sure you do not over whip here, otherwise you will have butter rather than whipped cream. Next, you want to melt 10 grams of butter with 150 grams of a good quality dark chocolate, preferably cooking chocolate. Now I found this out the hard way with my white chocolate, as it seized up and became unusable once it was melted, so I was actually going to have a white layer of chocolate in this mousse as well, but instead we're just going for the dark chocolate and the caramel. Now you want to melt this in the microwave in 30-second bursts, stirring in between and making sure your chocolate stays silky smooth and glossy. If it starts to seize, there's not really much coming back from it. Now if you want to add any other flavours here, you can, but I would recommend avoiding any water-based flavourings, as this can once again seize your chocolate, as chocolate really hates water. Then you just want to set this to one side and cool it down to around about 40 degrees Celsius. Then you want to place a good spoonful of your hopefully still warm caramel at the bottom of 4 serving glasses or pots. Now once your chocolate has cooled down to 40 degrees Celsius or below, and it is still liquid and you are able to move it with ease, you want to fold your beaten egg yolks into the whipped cream using a rubber spatula. Now you want to go for roughly 5 to 8 folds here. Now streaks are fine at this point as you will fold this further down the line, but you do not want to overfold this, otherwise you are going to knock all of the air out of it. Then you want to pour your chocolate into the cream and yolk mixture and then fold over a few times. Once again, streaks are fine here. And then you want to add roughly a quarter or a good scoop of your egg whites to the chocolate mixture, and then once again fold a couple of times. Once again, streaks are still fine, you just really do not want to knock too much air out of this. Then you want to pour your chocolate mixture into your egg whites. You guessed it, fold some more until fully incorporated and there are no white lumps that are that visible. Now once again, you do not want to overbeat this and knock all the air out, otherwise you won't have mousse. Mousse is supposed to be light and fluffy and full of air. You will just be left with, I guess, eggy ganache. And then I divided the mousse between the 4 small glasses. Once the mousse has been divided between the 4 glasses or pots, you want to give it a little shake just to smooth over the top slightly, but not to knock out too much air. And then you want to chill in the fridge until firm. This should take around 4 to 6 hours, but you can leave it in the fridge for up to 2 days. And then to serve, you want to top with some fresh whipped cream. I'm really glad I used the electric whisk earlier to make my cream, because this takes a long time. And then optionally, you can use a vegetable peeler to make some chocolate shavings, and then carefully top. And there you have it, some homemade chocolate mousse with a nice rich caramel base. Now, I will say mine did not come out 100% perfect. This is my first time making chocolate mousse, but it really went down well and the feedback was positive even into the next morning, where I once again still got compliments on the chocolate mousse. But anyway, this has been probably my longest video in a while, but that does wrap up this week's video. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, let me know down below with a like and a comment. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe for free weekly cooking content. I want to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day, and I will see you all again next week. Thanks for watching.